Everyone is already waiting inside.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's join them!
Please, wait a moment. Before attending the meeting, I hope you can promise me one thing.
What do you need?
Promise me that you won't commit to anything too reckless.
What do you think?
Okay.
Grandma, is King Deshret really gonna come back from the dead?
Pay and Mora, or trade anything you own.
Something on your mind again? Let's work through it together. Two heads are better than one.
Of course not. It's all a bunch of nonsense.
What's the big deal?
Yeah.
Join the Eremites and embrace a wonderful new life. Don't worry.
Everyone's here so early! But why isn't anybody talking?
We already discussed things a bit.
Hey, where have you been? I've missed you too.
Are you ready?
Very well.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
I gotta admit, it's bold. Color?
The point of discussion is to arrive at a solution. Let's cut the small talk and move to the next point.
You're making Paimon.
You're finally done.
I have some other stuff to take care of. Come on, don't give me that face. I know what you're going.
That's what I wanted to hear. Well, Traveler, Paimon, judging from your expressions, the meeting must have been quite productive.
You can tell?
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy, but I can sense people's emotions.
Paimon's a little worried.
To be honest, I feel the same. But you're already some of the most capable.
Candace gave us a compliment.
Your deeds speak for themselves.
Candace, we stayed behind to tell you that, although you won't be coming with us, we'll be sure to remember your words.
I'm very glad to hear that. I've said the same thing to everyone here today as I said to you when you arrived. Your safety is the most important thing. Only when you're safe can the plan be successful. So please, take care. You're welcome. And thank you. Good luck.
Sounds good. I'll go make some preparations.
Okay.
I'll hit them!
Have you finished saying your goodbyes?
Yeah! Also, Candace told everyone to be
Yes, she did. But I think my point also bears our plan is not child's play. We won't be able to achieve anything. I hope this is clear to you.
Huh? Shouldn't you be saying something more?
Didn't we already do that during the meeting?
You can never have enough words of encouragement.
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while I continue to remind you of the seriousness of our situation. We all have our jobs to do, after all. It's like how some people can be put in charge of
Speaking of the front line...
Of course. Compared to the mercenaries, I'm merely a feeble scholar. But the advantage of not being a mercenary is that I get to stay in a safer place and offer my— Just think about that mercenary who lost his mind.
Well, being a scholar is also a high-risk occupation, and you—
I'm not like the rest of them. Even among members of the same species, some will exhibit—
This guy. Paimon still remembers when those—
All intellectuals are lunatics in the eyes of fools. I'll take— Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins? It mentioned forbidden knowledge. You have a good memory. Forbidden knowledge has the power to drive people insane, but this fact has never been shared with the public. I think those mad scholars and mercenaries we encountered, but the academia has always held a different view. They've always believed that symptoms of madness are a side effect of human contact with divine knowledge as mere— Come to think of it, perhaps the academia has also never understood the true nature of forbidden knowledge and the withering, Elazar, and the sandstorms. Don't you think what is happening right now across Sumeru is rather similar to the forbidden knowledge pollution that occurred in the desert thousands—
But Paimon thought that Irminsul's disease is what caused the withering in the sandstorm. At least, that's what Tainari told us. Wait a second.
Ah, you've connected the dots. The cause of Irminsul's illness may precisely—
But if that's the case, what should we do?
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this situation?
You mean, it's related to the scene you saw when you passed out in the Avidian?
In that case, it's imperative that we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali. Only by working with her to save Irminsul can we to make sure we're still on track. I would like to check on the state of some of our preparatory work.
Where are we going?
To an Eremite base. Oh, you made it.
Huh? What a—
I gave them some.
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
Ah, yes! We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready.
Aren't those devices for canned knowledge extract?
Look here.
Huh? More
What's that look on your face?
Paimon's a little scared, but—
That's an inch. Anyway, we're not going to use this. As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. The Traveler. I want you to record something. Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali? Good. Conviction is the most important part of— Now, please get ready.
You want us to record our conviction?
Yes,
Paimon—
I understand. But trust me, Paimon, this is something we have to do. It's best if you can do as I say, because to achieve this impossible task, it sounds like you'll need to fool your own heart first.
Paimon can see the point you're trying to make.
Imagine this. We have everything went without a hitch, and everyone recognized— Now, open your eyes. Here,
What's this?
read it out loud. It's done.
Is your head okay? Does anything hurt?
It's just a recording. There's—
But what was the point of—
And that's perfectly fine. In any case, these capsules aren't meant to be used—
Huh?
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for those who have long relied on the Akasha. You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, everything the Akasha— Imagine if you've been using a device like the Akasha since the day you were born. And this after all that time. What do you think?
A fool?
A slave to orders. And that's why rules are so important. In addition, those who understand the rules can delineate boundaries.
But
You could say that those kinds of ambiguous zones can be very interesting.
Things you're interested in are really out there.
Anyway, I'm going to take those two to work on some small projects. You can head to Caravan Rebot and start preparing for the next step.
Small projects?
We're going to tinker with the Akasha terminal and make a few...
I thought we agreed on a plan,
The plan is too radical and carries a high risk for casualties.
but it's still the best plan we have. Is a former
I did. And that's how I saw the danger behind these so-called advantages.
Huh? Why are you guys arguing?
My friend, you're just in time. Why don't you help me?
We agreed to work out a plan at the meeting. As mercenaries, you're familiar with the local environment, so you'll take care of the specifics. Had I known Al-Haytham would give you those kinds of suggestions, I would not have...
Look, you already know that we're all on the same side here.
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship, but also will not hesitate to make sacrifice.
Seems you really do understand the...
Traveler, Paimon. Rahman's plan is to have me work with the Caravan Rebot guards in my capacity as a Matra. We will arrest the mercenaries and escort them.
Wait! How can we work with the guard?
We can't get through that wall easily, remember? Caravan Rebot would never let so many My plan will clear us of any possible suspicion, and also let us enter the city.
That also sounds like something
Doesn't Al-Haytham know how dangerous this...
Of course he does. He told me. There is no... He also said that with the help of Sino and the Traveler, our chance of success... I never blindly trust anyone, and I've always had a good eye for people. I think he made a number of valid points.
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you from getting hurt. But I can't guarantee that kind of... To make the whole thing more convincing, you'll need to resist to some degree. I'm okay with the deaths of enemies. But now that we're allies...
I can't believe a Matra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life.
I've always treated my allies with honesty and respect.
Now you're making this hard for me.
Hey, is there something we can do to help? We can help fight some of the mercenaries, which should reduce the number of times you'll have to struggle directly with the guards. That should help at least a little.
Sino, on behalf of my people, I thank you for your kindness. But this is a mission we cannot turn our backs on. We have no fear of casualties, because we crave the spoils of victory. So please, lend us your support.
Well, now that you've put it, but remember, you need to follow the plan and not do anything reckless. Candace made it very clear that we can... Since you and I both recognize the significance of this operation, there should be no more animosity between the followers of the Dendroarch.
Okay, you have a deal.
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby. You can find them there. Guards!
General Mahamatra! To what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice to... This is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location.
Ah, of course. Mahamatra Sino's order is the Academia's. But who exactly are you planning to arrest, and how many people are you expecting? Depending on the scale...
They're a squad of Eremites whose number is comparable to Ain el-Akhmar in Port Ormos. They're involved in the theft.
As many as Ain al-Akhmar? This should definitely be classified as a joint operation.
And I suggest that you report this to your superiors as soon as possible. And treat it as a top...
Got it. Please wait a moment. I'll contact them immediately.
Because this is work. Because I trust you.
Paimon can't believe you're still in the mood to chat. Aren't you even a little worried? What if these guards already know that even if that guard doesn't know, their superiors might...
We discussed this, remember?
The Caravan Rebot operation is of great importance. But don't worry.
How can you be so...
First, the other Matra still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Academia has been covering...
Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation plan. If something were to happen to the General Mahamatra, no matter how you look at it, they don't seem interested in sharing...
A reasonable inference.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if
The Akasha is still in operation, so I must Actually, considering the power of the...
I've given that a lot of thought. For now, I don't think you'll need to worry. If you remember, when you first came to Aru Village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave that but things like that never happened again after we met up with...
That's true. But why?
Look at it from a different angle. Why do you think...
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true, but the key to this question is, how well... Haven't you ever thought about it?
Because the Akasha controls the entire...
The Academia firmly believes that all human actions can be...
By sorting and analyzing entered data, the Akasha can derive behavioral logic and predict the actions of those... However, at the risk of sounding like an advocate for fallacies, can everyone truly be considered logical at all times? Emotions are part of our behavioral logic. But can you guarantee that every experience of the same joy or pain would be equally intense? How can our feelings and opinions be predicted? Sino, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the absence of another person who could sway you or your thought, decisive and principled, you were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure you out. But now, you've joined a team. And I believe our thoughts and logic have intermingled and weaved themselves together to become a complicated, chaotic mess. Any one of us, the Akasha lacks data on these interactions, and it's impossible for it to predict your actions in the future based on your decisions in the past. After all, there's probably a limit to just how much we can be So, in my opinion...
Makes sense to me. I agree.
I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate, and people will not be forever
Paimon soup!
Next time, hey...
Will do!
Just remember to stay...
Footsteps!
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer of the Grand Desh...
This is my assistant, the Traveler. He will be working with me.
Beep! Construct!
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as bright as the sun.
Have you made a decision regarding the matter I mentioned to your subordinate?
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course you will have our full cooperation.
There's no need for flattery. Take your most elite platoon and follow me to the eastern side.
Understood.
Hurry!
Bring the map!
In 2 days, we will engage Rahman's Eremites. Any questions about the time or location?
None at all, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all. Everyone's so respectful towards us.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the Academia. And now, we're going to get ready.
celebration! Have arrived already! Let's hurry over!
Wait a moment.
Ah! Oh, it's you.
You're my assistant, remember? Being my assistant, you must stay with me.
It's General Mahamatra and his assistants.
We meet again.
You're here.
It's to show how important we think the operation is, since this is a big case for the...
I'm glad to hear your sense of resolve. They are our only leads for the case.
Understood.
Everyone! The Eremites are...
Make preparations and be ready for combat. Halt!
Oh? What a warm welcome! Judging from the...
Rahman. The Academia has...
Who are you supposed to be? A match?
I'm not here to talk.
Nobody's given me this much time. Brothers!
Rain outlines your fate.
By royal decree.
This may hurt a little.
Futile!
Bro!
Surrender!
Everyone hold hands!
Futile!
Body and mind.
Committed to memory. I see everything.
Surrender!
This may hurt a little.
It's over.
We have subdued them. The operation is now over. All Eremite mercenaries and related...
You pitiful den...
I'm afraid you'll regret...
King Deshret will curse you.
Silent!
Oh!
Yes, sir!
Mahamatra Sino, I will now take my leave. If you need further assistance, please come to Caravan Rebot and ask for me.
Understood. You are dismissed.
There they go.
Let's talk elsewhere.
This part of the plan went...
Yes.
That's fantastic. And that punch you gave Rob...
Once we're done here, I'll return to Caravan Rebot.
Yeah, you're the reason why I'm...
It's not the time to celebrate yet. Go join up with her. She will need you to introduce her to Tighnari.
Speaking of which, is it really okay for us not to share the full plan with Tighnari? What if he'll feel miffed about it?
I have a very close relationship with Tighnari. Given how well we know each other, if we need help, Tighnari is the... Get ready for the next phase of the plan.
It's about time. Didn't you say our part of the plan is the most important of all? And here you come rolling in late. In the time it took you to get here, I already did 5 laps around the place, downed 7 drinks, and even did some clothes shopping.
Sorry. We didn't mean to keep you waiting.
I just wanted to fix your attitude and rub it in a little. After all, you took your sweet time getting here, and we've got important stuff to take care of. I just like seeing that serious look on your face. All right, I'll stop. All joking aside, I'm glad you're here. Let's get moving and take care of this as soon as possible.
But where should we start?
Our responsibility is to get a status update on the Fatui Harbinger known as the Doctor. We need to make sure he won't get in our way when we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali. Dealing with an institution that controls all of Sumeru is already hard enough. If the Doctor were to crash the party, it would be next to impossible for us to achieve our goals.
Yeah, we sure don't want him showing up. Ooh, he really gives Paimon the creeps.
Right? Hearing his name just reminds me of those stuffy old geezers in the academia. I'd rather not have to deal with someone like that. According to the plan, we should first go to Pardis Di and ask for Forest Watcher Tainari. If all Hatham and Sino's sources are solid, then we can be sure that Tainari still has the Academia's trust. So, we'll find Tainari and convince him to get us the latest intel on the Doctor. Then, depending on what we learn, we'll make any necessary adjustments to our plan. The sages have placed spies everywhere on the other side of the wall. I'll follow you as a bodyguard. You should be honored. I don't offer my services to just anyone you know.
But Paimon thought mercenaries would do anything for Mora.
That's certainly true. But when multiple employers are vying for your services, you should always go with the best offer. Let's see. If I were to charge you a bill, I guess I can apply a discount.
How much more do you want? I was not sure we can afford it.
How much do I want? Hey, how about paying me with a smile? What do you say? I haven't seen you smiling much recently. If you ask me, someone like you must look lovely when they smile. Come on, give me a smile so that I can be less worried. Looking good! I hope this pretty smile will become our lucky charm. There are many kinds of smiles, but only a truly joyous one can bring blessings to others. Let's consider this smile a down payment for our future victory. Let's go. It's time to pay a visit to Pardis Di.
What they say is true. You have to see the world for yourself to appreciate how beautiful it is.
Ah, Traveler, Paimon. And you are?
Hey there.
This is our friend Dia. She's an Aramite mercenary.
A mercenary? You must have some big news for me.
It's something really important. Please help us out.
All right, then follow me. This place is better. We won't be disturbed by any passerby. Okay, what is this important thing you want to ask me? The doctor.
He's that strange-looking Fatui Harbinger with the mask. Paimon thinks he has blue hair.
Yes, I know him. Actually, he left Party's DI just a little while ago.
He left already?
Yeah, he came looking for me.
Can I ask what it was about? Sorry to ask you like this after having just met, but your answer is very important to us. For now, all we can share with you is that your friend Sino is working with us.
Sino, you say? I see. So that's why he hasn't been at the academia. Okay. I will answer your questions and will assist you any way I can. You don't have to tell me everything that's happened.
Sino's name really does work wonders. You're not
Despite having just met you, I can sense that you're the serious type. Between you don't need to tell me anything you don't want to. I'll also get straight to the point. The Harbinger you mentioned came to me because he wanted to take the scholar Hypatia away with him.
Hypatia? Why would he want her?
And what do you mean by take away? Is he...
Yes. He told me his return to Snezhnaya is imminent. So you mean... you're leaving this place soon?
Indeed. Otherwise, we could have perhaps talked a little more. I was just about to set out when I remembered something important. To that end, I made a final trip to Pardis Di. Let me ask, have you been taking care of a scholar by the name of Hypatia?
Your sources are accurate. No doubt because you recruited many informants. But you're right. Hypatia has indeed been receiving treatment from me.
Forgive me for asking, but how's the treatment coming along?
Given the way you're asking, I assume you have something to say.
Since you asked, I'll be frank. I would like to take Hypatia to Snezhnaya.
It's incredibly difficult to transfer a patient. As a scholar yourself, shouldn't you at least be aware of this?
Oh? I can't believe your utter lack of faith in me, to the point of even questioning my general level of knowledge. How unbefitting.
Well, you're the only one who's ever made such a request.
I have my ways of keeping her safe during the journey. In addition, I can also promise that under my care, Hypatia will receive the most advanced and effective treatment. I will personally supervise her treatment and see to her recovery. Would that be agreeable to you?
Hypatia was born in Sumeru and remains a scholar of the academia. Her situation has not become dire enough to necessitate her transfer to another nation. Transporting her to Snezhnaya is risky, and the potential benefits are unknown. As the person currently responsible for her treatment, I cannot possibly sign off on this transfer. Your suggestion is rude and reckless. I'll pass. I don't know much about the doctor, but after talking with him, I realized that, just like many other scholars, he possesses an aura of arrogance that I've come to detest. It's not so much that he's looking down on others, but more that he's so confident in himself and his abilities, to a point of near insanity. I would never refer a patient to someone like him. I prepared myself for a protracted battle of wits, and was really surprised to see him just give up on the topic. Still, his reaction really concerned me.
I see, I see. Of course, your opinion makes perfect sense. You're still young, but already quite stubborn. I must say, you are not like what I had expected. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't just let you off the hook like this. But unfortunately, I'm in a hurry today, what with Her Most Noble Majesty the Tsaritsa calling for our return. Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave. It's just as the Academia said, you're a responsible and gifted scholar. Sadly, even with all of that, you're still lacking a bit of shrewdness. And that's also why people like you can never realize that sooner or later, everyone must pay the price for what they've learned.
Paimon can't help but feel like he's hinting at something unpleasant.
He asked a question, yet didn't care for my answer. Perhaps I'm nothing but a talking rock in his eyes. He never came off as malicious, but an utter lack of compassion permeated throughout our conversation. From his tone, I can sense that he's always looked down on others.
I can barely believe it myself. But if that's true, the situation will be in our favor.
I don't think I missed any details. Frankly speaking, I don't want you to do anything too risky. Now that you know—
Sorry, we can't tell you everything. We appreciate that you helped us anyway. I won't forget your kindness.
It's okay. I have an obligation to do so. To be perfectly honest, all of this may have started because of me. Recently, my master wrote several letters to me, asking me to return to the Academia and assist him with his research.
Hasn't he already asked you several times before?
Yes, but there's something off about this most recent batch of letters. The handwriting and tone are both familiar, but some details have been omitted. My master will occasionally leave a few dots on the back of the letter. 1 dot means that he wrote the letter on a sunny day, and 3 dots stand for a rainy day. This has been a habit of his for many years, but I didn't find any dots in his recent letters. I believe something may have happened to him.
I get it. Since you are always at Gandharvaville, you would like me, someone already working at the Academia, to investigate this matter, right?
I'd like to ask you to do that for me. If you can keep yourself safe, please withdraw immediately at the first hint of danger.
I can do that, but I have a feeling it won't be that simple. The Academia has been working on a big project. I'm not quite sure what it is, but your master might be involved with it. If the higher-ups really are hiding something, then it will be difficult to remove myself from the situation once the investigation starts. If the situation becomes critical, I'll leave the Academia. If you don't see me there for an extended period, that's your cue.
All right, we've got a plan. I'll stay at Gandharvaville to support you.
If that scenario comes to pass, you must be extra vigilant. And be wary of any messages or direct requests from the Academia.
I must say, I didn't expect a warning like this from the General Mahamatra.
Being loyal to the Academia doesn't mean blindly doing whatever the sages say. I know what I'm doing. On that note, aren't you also being quite distrustful of your alma mater?
The Academia, yes, but my master is a man of integrity. Even when I was a student, I was worried he'd get in trouble for sticking to his beliefs. I suppose he's lucky to have lasted so long. But in the end, it still caught up to him.
I see. So you noticed something was up with the Academia from the very beginning.
This may well be how Sino became involved in all this. In that case, I must keep my promise and help you however I can. Also, if you run into Sino again, please help me pass on a message to him. Trust your own senses and experiences. I think this may be something he needs to hear right now.
Okay, we'll find a chance to tell him.
Thanks.
Right. Now let's go hunt down this Harbinger. Oh, by the way, which way did the doctor go when he left Pardis DI?
That way.
Gotcha. Thanks so much. We'll be on our way. According to Tighnari, the doctor is leaving Sumeru soon. I want to check if the doctor was actually telling the truth. He also said that he'll take care of everything before he leaves. What did he mean by that? We need to be extra careful when dealing with a person like him. Just to be safe, let's chase him and see what we find.
But we have no idea where he went! How can we start chasing him?
We'll do it the mercenary way. I'll find leads as we go. All you have to do is just follow me. That Harbinger may have tried to cover his trail, but he still left some traces. Or perhaps